everybody, welcome to Press Pause, the video game discussion show. I'm Carl Sardella.
I'm Shu.
And we're going to talk about games that we're thankful for, or things in gaming that we're thankful for. It's the Thanksgiving-themed episode.
It's very positive, right?
Yeah.
I was kind of happy about this discussion because I think I'm always complaining about something.
I complain a lot, too.
So it's like nice to just like, let's talk about what we like. Although we will work in some complaining.
Complaining will happen at some point. We're like, this is really great, but... You know.
Yeah.
So let's start off positively, like you're saying. The first thing I'm going to say is I'm thankful for my Xbox 360 and its dashboard update. Because I can't talk about it really yet. I think it's still, you can't really say what is in it.
You're in the preview.
I'm in the beta or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say that that I like it. And I'm very thankful for it and what is going to come out of it. The thing that is talked about is obviously Bravo, Discovery Channel, all these kind of things that are going to come from it. Kind of this curating of good content being part of your Xbox experience. Mm-hmm. So you already have like the Hulus, the Netflix on there, but now they're going to offer you more choice and this kind of really cool, rich experience that has been a little bit leaked. You can see some of the stuff online. And so I am thankful for it.
What I'm
Is this the complaining part? No, it goes live December 6th.
What I'm curious, because we're in the preview as well, but I'm not doing it. Like one of my writers is covering it, so I haven't seen it. I just saw what was shown at E3. But what I'm curious about, what I think is getting a little bit confusing about all these TV and movie services on all these systems, is that there's so many different choices, right? Like I would consider myself a little bit more savvy. Like I know what the difference between Netflix and Hulu Plus is, and then there's like Vudu, and then there's a PlayStation Network store and a Zune store and all that stuff. But like, if you're a normal gamer,
you're
normal consumer,
and
you're just like, I just want to watch, the latest Twilight. How do I do that? There's just so many different choices.
Yeah, so you're afraid of that it's going to get too much. Like
it's just a lot of different. I wish it was a little bit more unified, where one service, whether it's first party or third party, was just big enough and powerful enough. Just we're a one-stop shop.
Well, the good news
I want
is
that to be like Netflix. I just want Netflix to take over.
Right. And that's kind of. I mean, they do have a lot of content. They're adding more content every day. And Hulu is kind of another Netflix. So it's like I always have two queues at the house, right? Like,
I don't like Hulu.
You don't like Hulu Plus?
Well, here's the problem, because some content's available web only.
Oh, I believe me.
Right.
And see, we're into the bitching phase. Gosh damn it. I think 3 minutes.
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
Let's talk more thankful stuff.
Right.
The point is that it's still just more. It's good that there's more content available, and if we can slowly get towards this idea of killing the idea of cable, or having this kind of other, way to consume this content instead of that channel flipping thing. I don't want to channel flip ever again,
Yeah.
So I like that. So that's what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for the update that's coming because I like a lot of stuff about it, and I can't talk about why I'm thankful for it yet. But December 6th,
You're excited about it.
I'm excited about it, so that's a thankful thing. What's your number one?
Well, actually, you outplay off of yours. This isn't my number one necessarily, but I really like ESPN on Xbox 360.
Oh, yeah. I saw you were watching it the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, you're watching ESPN?
I mean, it's great for, if it depends on the sports you want to watch.
College.
'Cause if you're like more NFL or you want more NHL or baseball, right, you got to go different services. But for me, my number one sport is college football. And so for that, the ESPN app on Xbox 360 is incredible, because you can watch live games, you can pause, rewind them, and things like that. So it's like a full HD DVR system for your college games. It's great. It looks really crisp, very little in terms of lag. Lag's not a real big issue. And then you could do watch two games simultaneously.
Yeah, and you can, with your friends, you can kind of vote on stuff.
I haven't really explored that. I don't care about any of that stuff.
The functionality is interesting.
Yeah.
They had that.
I just want the access to the game. And it's just like last week, there's like a bunch of you probably don't follow this, but a bunch of top 10 teams lost, right? And I was watching following 3 different games simultaneously, and it's really cool to see. I want to check this out. Watch the last few seconds of this. Switch to this real quick, and you see all the scores and all that stuff. And you could customize it to say, just show me the feeds for Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, My Sports. You have your own little channel essentially. Yeah, and they did the upgrade. They recently did an upgrade, or is that in my? Okay,
I'm not sure.
They continually upgrade the experience.
Yeah,
and it's cool. Yeah, I love it.
I will say the UI takes some getting used to. It's really confusing.
You don't use it with Kinect, right? Like you don't do the hand stuff. Yeah,
screw that.
Because you can if you want to.
But it's this. in Michigan. You know, this is why I'm wearing all obnoxious yellow today.
There you are.
Michigan's
really
going to
bright.
play Duke tonight in
Blowing
basketball.
out all the cameras.
Ohio State this Saturday.
Okay, let's stop talking about it. Next thing I'm going to say I'm thankful for is I'm thankful for the UFC coming to Xbox. That's an announcement that was made, and I'm pretty darn excited about that because of the interactivity. Some of the stuff you were talking about, that doesn't maybe work sometimes with like, oh, I'm just going to vote for this team. But the functionality that I got to see early, what they're going to do with that, is super cool. It just immediately kind of gets you, like if you love UFC and your friends do, you can kind of have this kind of shared experience together. And it doesn't have to be like, we're watching something at the same time, you know, have the, let's watch a movie together. It's more like, you know, I can do things with the, you know, picking fights and stuff like that, and then they can do the same kind of thing, and there can be this kind of fun.
Like now, you don't have to text in your vote. You can just,
exactly.
you just use the Xbox.
Yeah, don't spend 99 cents. You know, now you just just use your Xbox. And so, just a lot of the functionality that's coming up for that. Way excited because it's finally going to be here, and I think just in time for Thanksgiving. So
I'm excited about that too because I used to do occasional pay-per-view
UFC.
I'll invite people over and we'll chip in but it's like. I don't know. I hope it's cheaper.
I don't know the cost structure. Yeah.
Yeah, because that would be like Comcast, like $55 for one night.
Yeah.
If you get enough people,
I think it's cheaper.
I hope so. But I don't have cable anymore because of all these other services. So it's really nice to be able to have. Like,
yeah.
Okay, now I could just do it through my Xbox 360.
Yeah. So that's one of mine. What do you think of for number 2 for you?
So I really like progression and experience point systems in multiplayer. This is something that Call of Duty's really refined. So like now it feels like when you're playing, for example, I used to love Halo. I still do, and I love Gears of War, but why I keep coming back to Modern Warfare and Call of Duty, I keep wanting to play because I keep wanting to level up my guy.
Yeah.
You know, and
you're a big point level guy, like you were saying.
Yeah, and you don't want your friends to get too far ahead of you. And like Halo Reach has experience points, Gears of War has experience points, but what you do with that and what you unlock with that is like pales in comparison to what you're getting in Call of Duty, which is like more reticules, more attachments for your guns, more guns, you know, different classes of guns, all this cool stuff that they're constantly feeding to you. So it's I love this stuff.
And that you can use in the game. I mean that's stuff that you're getting and gaining to say you're badass. You know? Yeah. So basically, the moral of the story is you just want to be badass more than anyone else.
It's you know what I think they do a fairly good job of making sure the guns are fairly balanced.
Yeah.
So even if you're like a super high level character and you're just going up against a level 1, that level 1 guy can still be competitive with his default gun. But it's cool to unlock different guns. Like now you unlock the 3 burst M16.
Yeah, it's
now
all
you
balancing.
unlocked this gun that does all this cool stuff, you know. Like some of it is maybe a little unbalanced, sure, but it's just fun to be able to unlock additional powers, you know, as you go along.
So that's your thankful number 2, right?
Yeah.
I have one more. I have a 1.5 kind of.
Oh, I have like 3 more. Is
Really?
that okay?
Well, our show is only so long.
I'll do it really quick.
Well, I kind of have 2 more, so we can do that at least. Skyrim. I'm thankful for Skyrim. I mean, like, if you came into my house, you would see me playing it. Anytime that I'm at my house.
Same here.
Yeah. So I'm so thankful for it because it kind of mixes the idea of the mechanics of Fallout 3 with, you know, Oblivion. And it's done perfectly. And it's massive, and I just go on side quests, and I have just as much fun in some of the dungeons and side quests than I do with the main storyline. Actually, more so sometimes recently. But I have a complaint, which I'll share with you, which I think the audience would be interested in. That's something I'm not thankful for, so stick that in together. Okay. So I'm totally thankful for Skyrim. Thank you, Bethesda. I love you. But at the same time, the open-endedness is kind of, you know, when you get to this kind of uncanny valley, we always talk about where things get really close to natural and real and physics, or, you know, but then something that happens wrong, you're like, oh, well, why is that happening? Like you mentioned last show, you talk to some guy, he's like mad at you, but then you talk to another part of the story, and he's like, oh, hey, I'm fine with you now.
Yeah. You know.
So something similar happened. I went into this town, and I don't like the Imperial people. I don't like the Imperial Legion, or whatever the main guys, not the Legion, the main, like, military. What the fuck? Imperial?
The Imperials.
Yeah. So I go to one of their main cities, and I'm going, as I walk in, there's an execution happening. And it's an unjust execution. You know, this guy, they're like, oh, she shouldn't be killed. You know, this is bullshit. Oops. And so I go up there and I'm like, hey, like, I want to stop this, right? And if I must be able to do anything, so I want to do this. So I get close to it, and the guard's like, hey, if you get up here, it's a federal offense, you know? So of course I go up there first and see what happens, and they attack you, right? So like, okay, I won't do that. So then I had to like watch this guy die, and I was like, I didn't want to do that. So I went back to my load point and I said, okay, I'll go up there and stop this from happening. The guy's like, woohoo, takes off. And I'm like, yeah, I saved him.
You saved him?
I saved him, right?
I tried to do it too, and I thought the guard just killed me.
No, well, I'm actually pretty damn strong. You know what I'm saying right now? I guess that shows where we are in the game, people. No, anyways. No, I picked a warrior guy, two-handed guy. I'm like a brute, like a tank guy.
Uh-huh.
So I was able to take him, I was able to take the guards. But because I, wrestled him up enough, he just took off and he got away. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I killed all them. And then, of course, anytime you're in a town, like back in the old days in Ultima, you alert all the guards, they're all going to be after you now. So now they're all after me, and I finally, duck in somewhere, and they catch me, and they go, hey, pay this fine, or go to jail or whatever, right? And I go, okay, well, I'll just pay the fine. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck it. I mean, I want, damn it. I'm so excited.
And you reacted to the swearing with more swearing.
I know, with more swearing. So I was so happy that I was able to do this thing. I'm like, okay, I freed that guy because he got his head cut off, And so I freed him, and I'm cool. So I go out, and they're like, okay, just pay this fine, and then you can be on your way. And it was like 5,000 gold or 3,000 gold, something really big, because I killed a lot of guards. Long story short, which is, it's been long, they bring me outside, they take all my money, they take the 3,000 gold or whatever, and then they attack me.
Oh, sweet.
So
you deserve it.
No, that guy was innocent. The point is that I could not do anything I wanted. That was one of those moments where you're like, oh, there's no way for me to do this. I can't save him. Even though it showed me that I could save him.
So what happened in the end?
The end is I went back to a save point and watched the guy get his head cut off.
So like you couldn't fend off the second wave of attacks after paying?
No, I could, but then I'm gonna have to keep the bounty would went up insane, and I would just literally had to fight everybody in the town.
What about just getting out of solitude and?
Yeah, I leave, and then when you come back,
don't go back.
No, I know, but there's missions in there.
There are missions everywhere.
No, but there was a main mission in there that I had to do.
Oh,
believe me, you'll see.
All right.
So, okay, that's one thing, and real quick I want to squeeze in, the other thing that goes along with that is when you start fighting guys, if they're like named guys for the quest, you can't kill them ever. So you just hit them a lot, and they're like, oh, you got me. Wait, I'm back. So, sorry that went way too long, but it's...
I think, I totally know what you mean. At the same time, it's like, what can we expect, right? If you literally could do anything you want and kill anyone you want, you would break the game.
Yeah,
there'd be nothing. It's like, I don't know if they can accommodate every possible.
They can't accommodate every, but they do a lot more. In the original Fallouts 1 and 2, you were able to kill almost everybody. Almost everybody. I think like 2 or 3 people you couldn't, and they somehow everted it. And they're like, oh, now you can't do that. We have to go over here now.
I tweeted this recently.
Fallout 1 and 2.
I thought about going mass murderer in this game because I'm tired of all the attitude.
Yeah, I am too.
From all the just little kids, normal.
Last time you were like, these girls in the game are mean.
Yeah, did I say that?
Yeah, you said that last time.
Everyone's a jerk in this game.
Yeah.
I want to kill everybody. You're just like...
You want to kill the kids? So they would,
yeah, like...
Oh, yeah, one kid was like, you better give me that money, your lunch money or whatever, and she was being a tool.
Oh, yeah.
We're way off track. Scott's just giving up on the show.
Right.
What's a thankful thing?
I'll go through a few real quick. So another thing, this is related to Modern Warfare again. One thing I do really well, and I say this given that I don't think it's the greatest game in the world. I think it's very similar to the past few games. So
yeah.
I'm not like giving this my full endorsement, but they do some things really well. And another thing to do really well, which you might like because I know you don't like to play shooters, they make.
Well, I don't like playing modern
shooters.
Military shooters.
Okay.
I like shooters.
And I feel bad for saying that because how am I going to introduce this next part? One thing they do is they make losers feel good about themselves.
Wow, you were off the show. You were off the show.
So I apologize.
Have we cut camera, Scott? Oh, there we go.
But I'm saying that as it applies to me. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
But because you can go on losing streaks, right? Where you're just like, I cannot kill anybody, and I just get killed over and over, and you just start to get really frustrated. In any normal shooter, if you're playing Halo, you just maybe you're ready to give up, and you just hate it. You're fierce. Yeah. But when you finally do get that kill, you get a special come from behind experience point boost, right?
Heard of this? Yeah.
It's like, and every little thing you do in a game is like a bonus. Like if you get an assist, you get a few points there. But that come from behind streak, you get a bonus experience.
It's like Mario Kart. When you're way back, they give you like the invincible block.
They don't kind of.
Well, they don't help you, but.
Well, actually, you know what? I apologize. There are death streaks. So there's kill streaks where when you kill people in a row, so many people in a row, you get bonuses. Death streaks is if you die so many times in a row, they'll give you things like where you might be able to revive yourself. If you get downed and you could stay away and not get finished off, you could come back to life. Things like that. Or there's another one where like you die 4 times in a row, and it'll turn on this little thing where you could track the last enemy who killed you.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So you'll always know where he is on a map. So he's at a disadvantage, and you get to hunt him down, and then you get a bonus for revenge on the guy who killed you. So they do a lot of little things like that just make it okay. You don't feel as bad for playing.
So you're thankful for the coming from behind, helping the little guy when you
because I'm not that good. I'm okay, but
Yeah.
you'll get frustrated in that game, but they do things to help you out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was also going to say real quick, my last thankful thing was being able to do a show like this. It's kind of warm and gooey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I could have thanked you for being co-host, which would have been probably nice too, but
Except I kind of implied you're a loser.
yeah, so now I don't want
to.
to.
Yeah.
I know I'm thankful that I get to work in I do shows, a lot of different shows, and get to talk about video games for like part of what I do. Crazy.
Now I got to say
Go
that
nuts.
too. I'm thankful for that too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I forced your
Well,
hand.
I am.
It's ridiculous.
We're very lucky to get to do this stuff.
It's ridiculous.
But 2 more quick things. Integrated party chat system on Xbox 360 is
okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
For jumping game to game, hanging out with your friends. Done much better than any other platform.
Yep.
Rise of the smaller kind of indie games,
Oh, that's a whole show in
I know
itself.
you would love that.
Yeah,
You're
totally.
a big supporter of that.
Yep.
And for me, most of all, my lovely girlfriend.
Oh, this is a heartwarming episode. Can we put like our
Yeah.
thumbnail be a big heart and then like a turkey? Like just the love is around. She's actually in the studio. That's why he's saying that.
Sure.
So you're just trying to impress her with the show.
I was always
You're
going to
using
say
the
that,
show,
whether she was here or not.
You're
whether
using the
that
show
was
for your
public
own
or not.
advantage.
I was going to tell you that privately, even if it was just you and I
I
chatting.
don't think you're going to say that. That's it for the show.
Wait, we're going to talk about. Oh, I have a thing I'm not thankful for, real quick.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Because
yes.
yeah,
I have one.
we're going to complain. Zynga, I'm so mad at those guys.
Oh.
Like
Friends of ours, but no, I'm just kidding. We know people there, but yeah.
I'm really addicted to some. Of
Oh,
the
you're
games.
mad at them because they made you addicted.
Yeah,
Not
but
because you don't like them as a company.
not so much that that's I can say that about Skyrim or Modern Warfare
right.
as well, but I play Empires and Allies all the damn time, and the problem is like they're really ramping up. I think it's almost because they brought out a new game called Castleville, and I think they want to make sure people are still playing Empires and Allies, so they really ramped up some of the missions that require heavy spamming. And those games always require it.
I know.
They've always had it, so you know what you're getting into. You got to expect that. But they've really made it so ridiculous now. Like one of my friends said, it's almost a parody of itself. Like this kind of things they're asking you to do now.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, come on.
They're asking you to spam.
Yeah, I actually we have a core group of like 6 or 7 of us that play very regularly, so we could trade stuff back and forth and help each other out. And like most of them quit just recently because of what they're how much they've been asking for.
So we're now thankful for Zynga spam.
Yeah.
I think people can get behind that. Before we leave, what chat room and audience, what are you thankful for? Why don't you tell us? You can also tweet us what you're thankful for at Press Pause Show, which is our Twitter. You can just tweet us directly, Onawa, and your Bitmob Shoe. Scott Jones, who had that great piece of information earlier, your Wikipedia. He is Yoshiwara Twitter. And also, I have to play Uncharted, I heard. This is part of a thing.
I almost
You're supposed
forgot.
to remind me, yeah.
So Scott wanted me to do this on camera.
So I'll actually do it.
Because you have to do it now.
Yeah.
Because you're going to tell everyone to do it. How on earth have you not played Uncharted?
So I generally don't have a PlayStation. I haven't really got a PlayStation 3 ever. I would use other people's or I'd go into events and play things, but I didn't have one at the house. I just really didn't. I was an Xbox guy, and it's not like I wanted just Xbox, but it's just what I had. And so now I have one. We're gonna start the
You
path.
own one now?
Yeah, well, we have one at the house, yeah. So now I'm going to get into the whole PS.
Are you going to start from Uncharted 1?
So I'm gonna start from Uncharted 1.
All right.
And go through it. I heard the shooting's really bad,
it's fine.
kind of difficult.
It's fine. It's not like as polished as a lot of shooters, but it's more than fine, and it does a lot of other things so much better that you don't care. That's not why you're playing.
Yeah,
the game
you're playing for the
it's not
story,
for
and
shooting.
I get it.
And for the character development. Real quick, I was going to do a story when I first met my girlfriend about I'm going to introduce her to 5 of the greatest games I thought that she may not know about because she's she's not a hardcore gamer like we are. She is now, but she wasn't before. I was going to introduce her to these games to get her reactions and write about them. I was like, what does this newcomer think about these awesome, especially artistic and visually...
these awesome games that she should think are awesome.
Yeah, like visually striking games. So on my short list was Heavy Rain, Limbo, BioShock, and Uncharted.
Oh, cool. So I'm playing one of the list games.
Yeah, one of the big ones.
By the way, you just mentioned Heavy Rain. $15 is a deal Black Friday.
Oh, nice.
Just saying. Wait, you're watching this after Black Friday, so you probably got that deal. I don't know. That's going to do it. We went long. Game over. Ding.